It's Monday, May 6th. You've got Goose, you've got Coach, and you're in the core. Goose, what's up, man?
Hey, Coach. I got a couple of things that I thought it'd be fun to share on the podcast. Zell just released a brand new website. Have you got a chance to check it out yet?
I have, man. I've surfed around there pretty good.
Good. Yeah, I saw this and I thought, wow, this is fantastic. We talked about it a few weeks ago when we originally had the plan, and this was coming from mostly like Miles and Lumi and a few of the other developers who deal with some of the visuals. And they were saying, yeah, we want to bring all of the different aspects of the Zell ecosystem under one roof and put it all in one website so that it's easy to find everything. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, man, that definitely makes things a lot easier to locate and navigate and find everything under one roof.
Yeah. And so, for instance, like if you were to visit zel.network, you would be greeted with the main landing page. And then across the top of the screen there, they have several different categories that sort of subdivide into the different aspects of what it is that Zell is all about. And of course, at the heart of it is the currency side of things. So Zell, really at its core, is a cryptocurrency, right? It's got its own blockchain and it has miners, and we know well about that, right?
Right, for sure.
Beyond that, we have our Zell node network, which is going to provide computational processing power for the different applications that are going to run on the Zell core platform. So we've got a blockchain that takes, that keeps track of transactions. We have the node network, which does computation and storage. And then we also have Zell Core, that is the platform that allows us to make use of all of these different things underneath, right? This is kind of behind the scenes stuff, but it's really important, I think, to grasp what's at the foundation of everything, and that is Zell as the blockchain.
Right. I think that's, like you said, definitely worth mentioning. So there's some clarity. I know some people never really understand the Zell ecosystem as a whole, and really where the cryptocurrency Zell, where the role lies there. And so that's a great explanation there.
Yeah, and a few other features of Zell, of course, as a cryptocurrency, many of them have a blockchain. In fact, all of them have a blockchain. But the way that blockchain works is different for different coins. And the Zell blockchain is largely based on Bitcoin, but is also incorporating ZK Snark's privacy protocol, which was adopted from Zcash. And that ZK Snarks allows for the creation of what we call sapling addresses. And these sapling addresses are completely masked on the blockchain itself so that nobody would ever know whether or not, like if I was to send some Zell from my wallet to you using my sapling address, you would never know that it came from me unless I signed it with a little message that says, hey, this is from Goose. You know what I mean? So
Right.
It's a really cool privacy feature that I don't know we talk about enough, really, because this is kind of like on the order of working with cash. Like if you had some cash and you were like, hey, I want to give this $50 to my cousin for their birthday, right? You take that $50, you put it inside a card, and then you give it to them for their birthday. That's a private transaction, right?
Correct.
So it's the same thing, but the blockchain version. So using ZK Snarks completely masks that transaction, even though it does show up on the blockchain, but you'll never know who it was coming from or where it was going.
Absolutely. Just like you said, a very unique protocol for privacy that only a few cryptocurrencies actually utilize. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the big part about Zell as a sort of a blockchain is the fundamental side of things, right? It's a community coin. It's community driven, right? It relies on miners who are using their GPUs to mine the coin, and then also on their suggestions for what we can do. Or even better, like if you're going to run a Zell node, for instance, that's a community thing. anybody can run a Zel node. It's not like you got to have special knowledge. If you can set up a VPS, I'll tell you right now, if you can follow the instructions of the videos that we put out, then you can start up a Zel node. So that's a community thing, and there's no limitations put on anyone.
Right. And yeah, you made brief mention of the consensus mechanism that we utilize. Proof of work. We do use proof of work in conjunction kind of with our Zel nodes, and currently we're Zhash Equihash algorithm, and we are in the process, as we mentioned on a couple podcasts, of actually developing a Zel hash version 1 custom proof of work algorithm that we are very, very excited about launching.
Yeah, we should probably see that launch on the blockchain within the next, I would say, month or so. That's about what the developers are telling us. So the nice thing about that is it's going to favor GPU miners and keep ASICs and FPGAs and other more powerful mining apparatus off the network so that we can maintain a truly decentralized network. This is just one of the other ways in which Zel focuses on community, right? To make sure that a greater community can get involved with mining the coin.
Absolutely. And just really quick, I don't want to jump too far down the page because I kind of want to hit on some of that stuff like you're doing already. But if you are interested in mining Zel at the moment, you definitely can scroll down a little bit further down that currency page, and you can find a elaborate list of all the pools that are supporting Zel currently.
Yeah, and it's pretty extensive. I count 16 right now, and that number could change. That there's also pools that we're just not aware of yet that all of a sudden they spin up, and it could be a different part of the world, and we just haven't quite been alerted to it or had the time yet to add it to the webpage. If you are a pool operator and you would like to have your pool listed on the website, please get in touch with the developers. You can contact us through Twitter, or you can contact us on Discord. There's a lot of different channels that you can reach out to us, and we'll see about having you added to the page. In addition to that, we've got a bunch of exchanges that also support Zel. So if you are interested in picking some Zel up for a Zel node or something like that, you can check out that section of the page, which has all of the different exchanges there. One of the more important things, I think, because this is kind of where you and I come in on the Zel team. We're in the marketing department, and we're largely responsible for getting the word out so that people know what's coming. And if you want to find out immediately, or at least get a ballpark, you can always check out the roadmap, which is on the currency page as well. And you'll see throughout the months, and well, we've been around for a little over a year now. You'll see that consistently we have been setting a goal and meeting that goal, and setting another goal and meeting that goal. Is a very consistent process here. And right now, we are sitting around Q2 2019 Project Paradigm, which was Zelcore Plus launch that just happened. And we also had Project Swan, which was Binance Dex and chain integration. That's also done. And then we're talking about it, website version 3.0. Here it is. It's done. All of these things were on the roadmap from the very beginning. We just knew it was something that we would have to shoot for. And once we have a ballpark time frame when we're going to have this thing ready, we put it on the roadmap. So that's one place that you can look if you're very interested to find out what's going on is in terms of current development and future development.
Absolutely. And it's also really, really detailed in terms of being able to see what's on that roadmap and then quickly click a button that's linked inside the roadmap, and it will direct you to the white paper, to the community pool, which had popped up in Q1 of 2019, Zelcore Plus, Zelcore, as Goose just mentioned. So try to make it very, very convenient for you to see our progress, and also, immediately get to it from some of the links attached.
Yeah. And if you're more curious about what other sort of facets of the Zel ecosystem we have, you could check out the projects link, and that gives you a brief description of each of the projects, and then you could read more and dive a little bit more deeply. So for instance, let's take a look at Zelcore. If you wanted to learn more about our Zelcore multi-asset wallet, you could just click that link and it'll take you to a whole page about Zelcore, the features, including the username and password login, which is, I mean, it's not super unique, but it's definitely a unique way of gaining access to your crypto. It makes it personal, right? I could choose my username and
Right.
secure my crypto using the name and password that I want. And not only that, like, let's suppose you have a family of people that want to use the same computer, kind of a thing. Like, you could have multiple accounts. You could have multiple accounts yourself, but you could have one for the missus, you could have one for the kids, like whatever,
Right.
all on the same machine. In fact, if you didn't want to do it that way, you could also link your account to your mobile device, all using the same username and password. That's how the software figures out who you are. It looks at that same exact combination of username and password. And this way, no matter what device you're using, you have access to all of the same wallet addresses, which is really cool.
Absolutely. If you want to be like me and be on your iPad 1 second and be on Zelcore and be on your account on your mobile a second later and 10 minutes later on your desktop, it gives you that opportunity to do so. So, yeah, it's definitely a pretty cool feature that we have there. But, even more kind of rolling through that Zelcore portion of the zel.network website, it actually has another sub roadmap just uh, really directly pointed at Zelcore and Zelcore Plus. And so you kind of look through there and see when it was initially released, referring to Zelcore, and see what we have coming down the pipe in regards to just the Zelcore ecosystem.
Yeah, that's actually really important. Yeah, because while like we have that sort of like one main roadmap, each of the projects have their own roadmap, so it's nested as you go across. And I think you kind of saw that reflected when we had different websites for each of these things, but it's so much easier to find all of it now that it's located in one location.
Right. Yeah, it makes it very, very, very convenient, easy to find information and stay within this ecosystem of Zelle.
Yeah, yeah. And the I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the people who are behind all of this, and that is the core team. We have, of course, Miles Manley, who is the founder and the CEO, the developer and designer of not just Zelcore, but originally of the Zell blockchain. So he was the one who did all of the work and forked it over. And then we also have Lumi, who really is a fantastic design person. So a lot of the artwork that you see on the website is Lumi, and you'll see all of it's personalized too. It's got all these little Zell logos and icons and things on it. It's really cool. So it's like you feel like you enter into a world of Zell when you access this website.
There's no question.
So that's all front end stuff, right? But then we have the back end of things, and that's where Tadeusz comes in, because this is an extremely talented back end designer who works on the code that we don't see the code. The code is behind everything, but he's responsible for what makes it work. He's probably one of the most talented blockchain developers in the space. And then followed by that, we've got Parker Honeyman, who's our community management. He's in charge of operations. So he really makes sure that things keep running smooth, both in our Discord, on our GitHub, on the Medium website. We've got a wonderful collection of articles and guides and things that you can check out on both the GitHub wiki as well as the Medium website, because we have an account there where all of those articles are posted. And lastly, there's Daniel Keller, who is our Chief Strategy Officer, and he is instrumental. I was talking to him the other day, and I said, you have like the best talent, and that is you really know how to light a fire under someone's butt. So he's not only really good at thinking things through and kind of figuring out how we need to get the word out there or come up with the strategies for it, but he also is responsible for inspiring the people of the community like you and me and everybody else who's kind of pitching in. He helps focus us and get us motivated to do what we need to do in order to get that word out there.
Absolutely. Very solid core team. Definitely enjoy working with these guys. They just don't seem to stop, and that's why you see so many awesome updates within Zell.
Yeah, and we've got a whole host of other developers who contribute to the project. We have a legal team, and that's more than we can say for most companies that are working in blockchain. There's an extensive marketing and community team, from our moderators to our marketing people who are creating ads and images, icons, all kinds of things, offering support as well. So when you go to Discord and you have a question about how do I do this, or if you have a problem with one of the products, you can get support from community members who are dedicated to this. And it's such an honor, really, to work with such a dedicated group of people.
Yeah, and you forgot probably the most popular one. I think most people probably think I'm going to say myself, but it's actually Dibby. We also have Dibby on the team too. So
Oh, yes, Divi. You may notice that there is an asset in the ERC20 tokens that is named Dibby.
right.
And so definitely check out Dibby on our team page. You'll get a kick out of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, I would definitely encourage you to come, just check out this page and see the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of experience from all different aspects of life, just all combined together to try to bring you the best product and projects and updates and ideas that we could possibly bring. So definitely encourage you to come by and check out our team. And then lastly, you mind hitting on the partners there, Goose?
Oh, yeah. We've got a whole host of partners, too, that we've worked with. Probably most well-known would be like DigitalOcean. They're a very popular VPS provider, and we partnered with them because we wanted to be able to make some suggestions for where people might go to start their own Zel nodes. And we asked them if they could give us specs on their equipment, and we tested it to make sure that it would work. And we also cleared it with them that if we were to start to use that equipment for some of the more complex computational stuff that we're going to be doing with the Zel nodes network, that they weren't going to shut us down. And they said, no, that's perfectly fine. We know what to expect, as soon as you start making use of those processors. And so we've got the clearance there, which is great. And we also have links on all those setup videos. If you want to, get a discount, there's like a little discount link you can use. Also, we have a bunch of exchange partners. Of course, Binance, which we've been really talking a lot about lately, but we can't forget Maker and Gemini, CoinSwitch, Changelly, and the Kyber network. People who like to just do a quick token exchange, you just hit up Kyber, or if you want to do CoinSwitch for any of the other coins, these are really good options for a quick swap. And that's something that's available to anybody through Zelcore. You don't have to even have a Zelcore Plus account. So, these are probably. We're going to continue to add more of these types of partnerships, but I think those are like some of the main ones that most people would know.
Absolutely, man. Well, definitely encourage you to get over to the website, zel.network. Check it out. One thing we didn't mention, scroll down to the bottom. You have all of our social links, whether that's Twitter, our initial Bitcoin talk, and our Discord, etc. So just come through, look around. If you got questions, you got suggestions, make sure to drop us a idea off in Discord. As always, if you haven't already, make sure you're following us on Twitter at @Zel_core for our Zelcore account. Our Zel account is at ZelCash. Also, you can join us in our Discord. That's where we do a lot of our conversation at discord.io/Zel. Thanks for joining us today. Goose, thank you so much for really diving into the website. I'm really excited about it. I think our community will be too. But until next time, you've been in the core, powered by Zel.